With so many GoPro accessories available on the market, it's really hard to know which ones you need. So in this video, I'll cover my most used GoPro accessories, including ones I've purchased and ones I've made myself. So don't go away. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you like this sort of content, be sure to hit the subscribe button for more videos just like this one. And in case you're in a super hurry, I've put timestamps in the description below so you can jump straight to the bits you want to see. So let's get into it. I've been using GoPro cameras for over 10 years now. I've used them for outdoor activities, holidays, biking, swimming, boating, as well as other uses like vlogging or just capturing unique angles of day-to-day activities to add interest into my other videos. Over the years I've collected and used lots and lots of different accessories, some GoPro branded accessories and some from third-party manufacturers, and I've also modified and made a bunch of my own as well. So in this video I'm going to cover off my most used and favourite accessories for the GoPro. Just a reminder, there are timestamps in the description below in case you want to jump around to different mounts. And make sure you stick around until the end where I share my top DIY mounts and modifications. Okay, so let's kick things off with the Shorty. So this is just an all-round grip for use for vlogging. I pretty much have my GoPro attached to this 90% of the time. It's easy just to pop into the bag as it is. It does extend so you can give yourself a little bit more reach, and it's also got a handy little tripod so you can set it down for those static shots of yourself or of the scenery if you're doing, say, a time lapse or something like that. So it's got just enough extension just to give you a wider view, and that tripod, it's a pretty hardy little thing, and actually it's quite short. I guess that's where it got its name from. Okay, so the next would be the clip. This is a cheap one I bought from AliExpress. I mainly use it on my backpack strap so you can have that point of view shot when you're walking along. It's pretty small, you can just chuck it in your bag when you're not using it. Now it's been replaced by GoPro have done their own version. So there's a magnetic clip. It's got soft jaws and it has a magnet on the back as well, so you can just pop it onto magnetic surfaces for different angles and things like that. Haven't used this, it just came with the GoPro Hero 9 that I've just bought, so I might do a review on that at another time. My next most used would be the Handlebar Mount. Obviously for use on a bike, but also for other equipment with round bars or pipes. I've had a couple of these and I tend to pre-mount them on bikes and just leave them there, so the mount's always there if you want to move the camera from one bike to another. The next mount I like is the Joby Suction Cup. Now I really love this because it's so much easier to use than the GoPro Suction Cup. I used to have the GoPro Suction Cup, but with the GoPro one you need a series of joints and arms and you have to manipulate them to make sure the camera's pointing in the right direction. Whereas with this one, once it's mounted, everything is controlled just by one knob, so then you can move the arm around and articulate it however you want, and you can have the camera facing one way and then you can stop it, loosen the knob, have the camera turning the other way, tighten the knob up again, and it's good to go. To suction it onto things, it's got a circular lock on off, makes it really easy. I've never had a problem with this coming off a surface. I always feel worried that it's going to come off, so I always tend to have also some sort of cable that I can secure the GoPro to something else on the car or kayak or whatever it is you've got your mount attached to. Again, never had a problem with it, it's never come off, but I guess better safe than sorry, right? So that's the Joby Suction Cup. The next is a floaty handle. So again, this is a cheap one I got from AliExpress, so obviously good for swimming pools or the ocean. It's just plastic, it's bright so you can see it, and the other thing that's quite cool is you can just let your GoPro go and it'll just bob in the ocean or the pool, and you can get an underwater shot without having to hold it. Now GoPro have got their own one. This is one that again I haven't used, that came with the GoPro Hero 9 bundle, and it's called the Handler. It's got a sort of a soft neoprene grip. It's very light. It's got a bright bottom. Can I say that on YouTube? Bottom. So obviously if you're not holding on to it, it's going to be floating that way with the camera weighing it down underneath, and easy for you to see. I think this will be really good. Again, I haven't tried it, so I'll look forward to giving that a blast this summer. My next most used would be the GoPro Chesty. So obviously it's a shoulder harness, goes around and it holds the mount right there in the middle. Obviously great for point of view shots, riding bikes, that type of thing. You do need a J mount to go with it, and what that does is it gives you a little bit of extra clearance so you can move the camera right down or right up if you wanted to do that. So the Chesty, you get some really cool shots with that. Now there's a million different individual mounts that you can get, but one that I recommend picking up a bunch of is the tripod mount. Obviously it's for use for putting on tripods. It's just your basic buckle and it's got a 1/4 mount on the bottom, but these are also really handy for making DIY mounts, and I'll show you some uses of those shortly. Another one that I really like is the wrist mount. Obviously, like it says on the box, goes on your wrist. It is rotatable and lockable, so you press in little clasps on the side and you can move it around. So the good thing is you can have it on your wrist, you can have it pointed at you, for example, then you can release the button, turn the camera around so it's pointing away from you or whatever it is you want it to point at. Plus it frees up your hands if you need to, I don't know, grab onto something to save your life. Now this accessory is not a do or die, but it's really handy. Now this is just a dual battery charger. This is one for the Hero 8. The Hero 9 ones aren't available in New Zealand yet, and it's really handy because you can plug 2 batteries in at the same time and charge them, as opposed to having to charge them through the camera, and you can only do one at a time. So if you're recharging a bunch of batteries at night, a dual battery charger is a good investment. Another accessory I really like is the 3-way. So you can mount the camera in multiple points. Obviously you can put it there and have it just as a grip, but the good thing about it is you can extend this out. Each of the joints are lockable at different points, so you can have it much further away from you. The thing I like the most, other than the fact that you can lock it in different places, is at the bottom you've got a little bit of magic, which is a little tripod. Now this can be used as a standalone tripod. It's got a standard GoPro mount, so you can just screw your camera directly onto there, or you just turn it around, screw it back into the base of the grip, and boom, you've got a nice little stand. Plus if you open this up and extend it right out, while it's on the stand, you've got virtually a mini tripod, which is super handy. So this is a very versatile grip. It was one of the first ones that GoPro brought out, and I believe it's still one of their best sellers. It's just so useful. So those are my most used accessories that I've bought. Now here's a couple that I've made my own. Now this one here is just basically a garden stake from a garden sprayer or a solar light or something like that. I've taken a tripod mount and I've glued it onto the top of the stake. Then I've just fashioned it, trimmed it down just to make it a little bit neater, and now what you can do is mount your camera on the top of that, and if you're at the beach or if you're in the snow or you just want to chuck it into the ground for a shot where you're riding past or running past or something like that, you can just chuck it in the sand or the snow, as I said, and get your shot, and then you pick it up and run off and you're good to go. That is really, really handy, and it's just again a garden stake from a solar light or a sprinkler. Cut the top off, get a tripod mount, glue it on top, Bob's your uncle. The other thing I've done is I take my kayak out quite a bit, and every kayak has a number of plugs in it. So I have just mounted one of the standard GoPro mounts, just screwed it through on top of one of the kayak mounts, and then I can just screw that into the plug of the kayak, mount the camera, and we're ready to go. Most kayaks have 2 or 3 of these, generally one on the front, one on the back, and sometimes one somewhere else, so you can have a bunch of these made up on the front and back of your kayak, and then you can easily sort of move your camera around. So that's a couple I've made myself. Now, as I said, there's heaps of different GoPro mounts and accessories, but I've been using GoPros for 10 years, and these are the ones that I always come back to. So there you go, guys, my top tried and tested GoPro accessories. I always take these if I'm traveling, as they don't take up too much space, and you tend to kick yourself if you wanted to set up for a particular shot and you've left that one mount at home that you really needed. If you're thinking of buying the latest GoPro Hero 9, check out this video where we cover the top features of the new camera and pose the question whether it's worth getting or should you wait until the Osmo Action 2. Or check out this video where we check out potential lens mods for the Hero 9, given that this model has a removable lens. If you got value from the video, please hit the like button, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Thanks guys, and we'll see you in the next video.